Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the strongest wizard, and tonight is indeed Fight Night, and we have ourselves another EB01 match. We got grand finals here at DXN Outpost. We have my man Baller on the left-hand side, rocking out that green and purple Doffy. You heard me correct. As well as myself on the right with that Uta. Now, something really big to mention here is I haven't played against a Doffy in so long, y'all. I mean, when's the last time you played against a green purple Doffy? I don't remember, but my boy Baller always has the heaters and all the sauce in the kitchen, always cooking it up. So we're gonna go ahead and see if you can actually take this. I do think this matchup is favored Uta, but let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Shout out to today's sponsor, which is DXN Outpost, DXN Provisions, the only place I get all my sealed product. And currently, guys, right now they do have playmats as well as a couple starter decks on there. So if you're interested in any of that really good stuff, check out the link below. So we see the baby 5 coming down. He did search for that birdcage. That card is absolutely nasty. Swinging 6k into life. It connects and then grabs obviously the birdcage, like I did mention before. And I do end up swinging over the searcher. I need to get rid of those searchers. I mean, it's like leaving Bonnie on the board during red or green law times. You just can't do it. There's too many. They get too many resources, my guy. And especially with this deck, the fact that it restands to Dawn at the end of every turn, it's so good. Right, so your boy is debating here, struggling with the 5k swing, debating whether I want to take it or not, and I do end up taking it. And now we see my man, the 5 cost 6k blocker coming down. When you have 2 active Dawn in the turn, you get to restand this character as long as there's a Dawn attached to it. So I'm swinging 6k into life. He's gonna go ahead and counter out of that 2k counter with that Viola, and I do probably end up swinging maybe 6k here or swinging heavy. I do have a backlight here that I'm actually very curious, so I'm gonna swing 8k and I'm expecting him to block and then counter, but no, we see the off-white. Now off-white is a brand new event card that searches the top 3 cards for a Don Quixote Pirates character card, and then you add it to your hand, so it's like a searcher plus 4k counter. Honestly, it's pretty trash, but your boy does a huge misplay. I should have actually swung 10, but instead I swung 3 because I figured he'd block it and then I would backlight his blocker. But unfortunately, my man Baller is always 2 steps ahead of the curve, and I'm always 2 steps behind. So we're going to go ahead and counter out of that 6k swing. He's swinging 7k into life. I'm going to go ahead and take it, and now we see the birdcage coming down. Now, normally this 5 cost blocker would stay rested, but because of that character ability, we get to restand it, and yeah, so we're now in this current position, and this is a pretty big issue here. Fortunately for me, we have cards like I'm Invincible to restand my character, so 6k into life does connect, grabbing a 2k chopper off the top, and now we see the Luffy coming down. Luffy, I'm gonna go ahead and actually drop the Zoro. I kind of want as much pressure as possible, even though it's probably gonna get rested. I mean, well, once I swing, it gets rested, right? But he's gonna start things off with the baby 5, searching top 5, and there's a card that I remembered that I forgot is in this deck is Sugar. Sugar being so nasty, being able to rest my Zoro on play. So now that Zoro's never gonna get restood because of that Sugar, right? So pretty big issue here, and now we're swinging 8k into life here. That's pretty huge. Obviously, that's a 2k counter for the block, and I don't want to take any more life, honestly, so I'm gonna go ahead and block and then give him a 2k. Now of course Luffy's 7 cost, so he does get to restand at the end of my turn, or at the start of my turn. So we see the 8k actually connecting, and I actually have like a billion cards in my hand. I have so many cards in my hand. I think I have like 12 cards, 8 cards in my hand, and the reason why I obviously have so many is because I've just been drawing. No real fear of him like disrupting my hand because it's not blue or black. The fact that it's just green and purple, there's really nothing that he can do, and I still have cards like ACOS Kid that I can try to rely on for the late game. So my current game plan is to kind of take a lot of the life, grab this huge hand, and then play 8 cost Kid. And even though he has cards like 10 cost Doffy, I should be okay. So we're going to start things off here with the 6k swing going into life. I was kind of debating here whether I want to swing into the baby 5, but I just feel like, you know what, if he's going to play it, it gives him the opportunity not to search if he ends up playing the 10 cost Doffy, because he should be at 10 next turn. And so I'm gonna go ahead and yet grab the 2 cost blocker, and he does end up taking here. He only has, I think, like 7. He has 6 cards in hand currently. Not too many, nothing too crazy. And I'm debating here whether I want to swing with my Luffy here. Now, I am planning on playing the kid here most likely. So if I swing Luffy here, do I feel safe enough? And yeah, I think I do feel pretty safe. So I'm swinging 7k into life, and yes, he's gonna go ahead and use the Punk Gibson to counter out of that. That's a 4k counter, 2 cost event card. And now we play the kid, resting the character, and now I'm gonna go ahead and attach a Dawn to it, so that of course he has to attack and point into the kid. Now, the sugar and the EB05 does stay rested because of the birdcage. A bit of a double-edged sword, kind of coming into my favor here. And now we see the queen coming down, and this is actually kind of a godsend for me. If he would have dumped it all on the Doffy, then he would have swung into the kid. Most likely it probably would have gone down. I do have a ton of counter in my hand, but like I said, that's just still 15k into 8k is still a lot of cards out of my hand, right? So we're gonna go ahead and see here what we can do. Now it looks like we are swinging, I think, leaving 1 active Dawn. That should be 10k swing going into it. I think so, I believe. But we are going to go ahead and pass the turn, resetting my board, having 2 Dawn active. Really nice here for Baller, of course. And actually it was 4k, so I think that was a 10k swing. I think that was a 10k swing. So currently here, I'm debating here what I want to swing again. So I'm swinging 7k into life. No real reason to really go for anything else. This is a 2k counter over a block, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. He only has, I believe, still 6 cards in hand, so nothing too crazy. If he just ends up countering out of this as a 2k counter, if he uses an event card, even better. And yes, he actually uses the resetter here. That's a 4k counter, and then you get to restand one of your characters. Now, the fact that he reset Sugar is quite terrifying. Quite terrifying. I completely forgot that he could do that. So now anything I play is going to get rested. So if I play a 2 cost blocker, which we know I have since earlier, it's going to go ahead and get rested. So I'm going to go ahead and play out the or swing 8k into life. It does actually connect. Now we don't have access, or he doesn't have access to the 2 cost event cards. So now I'm going to go ahead and play the I Am Invincible to restand and swing once again 8k into life. He's going to go ahead and block it. And now I'm debating here whether or not I want to play it again or how I just want to move in general. So I'm swinging 9k into life, and 9k into life, this most likely will either connect, and yes it does. And now with 3 active Dawn, I probably will play a blocker here, possibly, or maybe a Nami. Whatever it is, I need to play something because of the sugar. The fact that it gets rested is really huge here, just because of that stage ability, right? So getting back to this match here, we have myself sitting at 3 active Dawn. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I think the correct play, no matter what, is to drop possibly a dead card, just because I don't really need it and it's going to get rested anyways. So we're dropping the Nami to rest the sugar. I am purposefully resting the Nami so that the sugar does not be able to, so that it has to get blown up when the turn passes. Because unless he minuses Dawn, everything 5 cost will pop, and I don't mind if I get rid of this Nami. It's a dead card in my hand anyway. So yes, we're getting rid of all of the 5 cost or lower characters, including this Nami. Your boy tried to get sneaky with it, aka me. I'm totally kidding, I just didn't do it. But now this Doffy is an issue here. Your boy is completely stunned the board. All I have to do is attach a Dawn, maybe set up some more blockers. We're gonna go ahead and tap 3 here to restand my Uta. Yes, your boy can do that actually. And this is where things get quite interesting. Now we know he has a blocker, so I'm gonna go ahead and swing 8k into life. Now this is a 2k counter or a 2 cost event card. Does he have it? Yes or no? He probably has the event card. Why doesn't he? It's Doffy, right? So yes, we're gonna go ahead and use the Pump Gibson to counter out of it. Now I do have 4 active Dawn. I'm actually debating here whether I want to swing and play another I Am Invincible for another 8k, just so that he for sure loses the Diamante, because that's super good here. I actually have 2 more I Am Invincibles in my hand. That's a lot of event cards in my hand. So to be honest, my hand, I do have a lot of really good cards, but it's also kind of dead. And I accidentally swing at 10k into life. This is 10k going into 6. I'm sorry, 9k going into 6. He's going to go ahead and 2k counter out of it, plus a 2 1ks. And guys, I forgot to attach a Don to Kid. Your boy made the biggest mistake I could ever make in a matchup like this. I take this 11k swing and I just fold, man. I completely threw the bag there. I forgot to attach the Don to Kid, and yeah, that was super rough. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. This video, I really do appreciate it. And stay tuned because I have a ton of new EB01 content coming out soon. See ya.